Good morning. It's Tarot Ass Backwards here. Let me turn this off so you can hear me. It's June 26th, 2025. I'm giving a reading this morning because I wanted to go to a road to Bountyful, where in the midst of Persia there lay rumors that someone has a bounty in a beautiful land, and I want to know if that bounty of beauty will be the host country for the end of the man, whether or not we go to war and stay there. Is there still a trip to Bountyful because Iran has something on his head? So what I'm trying to determine, angels, guides, spirits, protect us, give us the best light possible to know, was this offensive move by our president so that he could avert something more menacing that might be coming down the pike for which all of us have to pay the price. Okay, so I think you can infer about whom I'm speaking, about what I'm speaking. If you go back a year or two, and you talk about Iran, you talk about 45, and look what comes in the middle. Didn't even try, you guys. I had my eyes shut during the whole poetry prayer. This so-called humanitarian or regime change mission is really about a kill mission. I'm hearing kill or be killed. And then also, through the course of the reading, please bear in mind my question. Yeah, okay. A burden. A sacrifice. A message that's being delivered. I know you guys get sick of my 45 readings, but they're where my head's at right now, so until that changes. The house. This could be why we saw the house, and this was another thing I wanted to read on. Someone else did a reading on it yesterday, but why the House of Representatives kowtowed, I don't want to even say kowtowed, but signed on or didn't sign on to poor Al Green, his articles of impeachment or his move to introduce something into the House to get Trump impeached. He was censured or whatever, and now he has to deal with that. Okay, a devotion. The Tower, which of course is the government or the central activity that is taking place, about which maybe we don't know, where something is being hidden or protected. The Clover. There he is looking at all this. You guys. since he's looking at this, and this could be the White House, the messaging coming out of the White House is a reaction to the messaging coming to him. The killer be killed. I have to kill you first. I don't believe in any way, even for an ephemeral ceasefire, this is what this is going toward. The clover is about a path, the child, the tree, the message from our government. So all these really contradictory messages, what I'm hearing is that the messaging is minimal, the messaging is small, because these are knighting from our three branches of government. And the reason why it's small is because the man is trying to deal with the center issue himself, which is overriding everything, which is that you know who still has the road to Bountyful. With regard to who here. And so far he's been lucky, but the clover can be about change. So can the coffin card. That could very well change. He's trying to get ahead of everything and get in front of everything before everything comes crashing down on him. Let's do another row. Mountain. Fox, here we go. Actually move these up. If you can still see them now. I think it was a mistake to put my board in the middle, but Hershey likes it, so I put it in there. Okay, bear with me a second, you guys. Okay, mountain, fox, moon, ship, okay, so if my gut doesn't knock these last cards teetering on the edge, we should be good to go. But chances were the burden and the message of the burden is what Donald Trump is trying to get ahead of through the White House messaging. That's why even in the midst of the small loyalty that is being done to try to, or the small actions of loyalty that are being done to head off this kill mission, he's still trying to chase someone. I'm not getting that the tower holds him. I'm getting the White House holds him, but notice how the White House is on top of the tower, which can be a seat of government. Al Khamenei, or whoever this is in hiding right now from our government. And this might explain why the message that's being sent through our government is one of unity through all branches. That's why when it looks like they're cucked to Trump, they want to make it look like, and this is why the obstacle card's coming in, even if oppositionally they have a different stance on the war, they have to show that unity because they don't want to risk, because Clover can be about risking an attack here, okay, because Clover's knighting to the fox, okay. So coming back to the narrative of this, the luck or the risk of the country could potentially be at risk or in burden if the messaging from the White House that is put ahead by this man, he's getting behind it, and that's why he's stumbling over himself and swearing, because he's looking at it while it's already happening. It's kind of spinning out of control before he even has a way to. I feel like the people in front of him, even though he's trying to protect himself, are getting in his way, and it's going to lead to more clashes because his personal safety is more in jeopardy than we're hearing on the news. So that small degree of loyalty that they want to maintain, they're not maintaining it for him. They're maintaining it because they want to stay in the White House, one down, two over, and maintain their reputations, even if his, which is also netting to this, is shit. So the messaging about the reputation of the man is that the risk is that, okay, let's go this way from left to right. The risk is that the deception, the trickery, the trap that is set for the man that he's walking into because of his own narcissistic reputation. He can't get out of his own way, you guys. He's gonna fall into it. So I'm kind of getting a story here about how the war is gonna go. There's gonna be fighting still, but I feel like one down to two over the coffin is he in the coffin. One down, two over is his escape plan. I kind of been getting all sorts of elements of this here. This is about his fear of being executed by Iran. But coming back to the story, the small loyalty they have to him and protecting him means he stays in his ivory tower, and the messaging that comes through that is rotting from the core of that ivory tower within the three branches of government proliferates to the point where we hear things like Russia will give them a nuke, China will give them a nuke, all these far off places to make him more uneasy, more unsettled, more unhinged, so that he does an even worse job of trying to effectuate or run this country, right? And that's, the fox could be Russia. Russia sending the message that he can't get in front of all these things on top that's coming to him. Not a good read. The cross knighting to the mountain, knighting to the ship. Well, the reputations and the bridges we've burned with our allies or those in foreign lands is going to become more of an obstacle to getting policy done within the White House. And that is true. But until the branches of government do what they need to do, his reputation is going to come in, and they expose that reputation. That will be the turning point when the sun can come out. So, coming back in here in the center, the loyalty to, there's still loyalty to trying to kill him. It's very risky for him. We're trying to unalive him. Very risky. Looking from a parapet or looking from all angles to try to protect him. I feel almost too like they're not as intent on getting him as he's worried about they're getting him. Because I'm not seeing anything in here about intelligence or even something contradictory about intelligence, if but for the fact that there's the Fox card, which at most, I guess that could be Khomeini. They want to take him out. The White House operation per Trump is to take the Fox out. I don't think this is Putin. I think Putin stirred the pot by saying he would give them nukes. But I don't think that that's what this is saying, because the risk of an attack from someone who's deceptive is what the White House is trying to stave off. I think Trump would be reacting more with emphatic swearing if it were Putin. I think Trump is reacting out of fear for his life. And the obstacle to him is the policy coming from the White House that is not fully driven by him, driven by Miller, and in some level driven by Hegseth, even though he might be told or given orders about what to do. I kind of feel like with the tree knighting to the mountain, the administration's in its own way a burden to that obstacle or the mind that the government should have to help improve the situation. I think they may not be able to successfully unfoil some sort of attack that either is coming his way or our way, but I asked about him and the bounty directly. So let's see, what else do I get? Okay. I think they might be hiding, if this is Khomeini, they're hiding the uranium elsewhere. They've got a lot more. It's across to bear and they know it. If you're happy and you know it, okay. Child to rider, some new message that he can't get behind, some small message, or the intention. The rider's about intentionality to some degree. I think they still might have the bounty on him. And that could be more what this is about. Let me know what you think. The devotion to his reputation, the White House is devoted to that reputation, and he's the one steering it. So all this garbage that Caroline Leavitt's spewing, it comes from the ethos of what they know he wants to hear, obviously. But what I think it's doing is creating an atmosphere where it's hurting the reputation, because the adoration or the obsession and the loyalty to him is knighting to the moon card, which is about reputation and secrets. And those secrets, I think, are going to come out. The intentionality of the message and they're really, I think they're still going to be in a position where they're going to keep trying to use, I think it's a symbiotic relationship. They want to use Israel to try to get at them. The United States wants to use Israel to get at them. And I think, given Trump's personal vendetta, for some reason I don't know, and maybe I'd have to look at that in a different reading, why they're coming after him, or vice versa, there's animus. I think they're using each other. So yeah, they stroke Trump's ego in the media to make it look like it's about, Israel and all this other garbage, but I shouldn't say garbage because Israel's important, but I feel like there's more at stake here than just Israel. And when he does die, man, knighting to coffin, knighting to sun, ship knighting, and these are the external, ship knighting to coffin. All of this energy of risky foreign policy that could end us in World War III will end. But they have to bring an end to it. He's looking in this direction. He's going to be alive, I feel, when the real crescendo is heard. And the reason I'm hearing crescendo seems like a climax. The cross to bear is going to come from, and it might be the Strait of Hormuz, because the burden to the ship in the trade might be an obstacle that's torn down, that brings down the White House, so the White House has to deal with it. And until he'll never get in front of it, that's what I'm hearing, until there's some sort of exposing force or element. That cross, that burden, that sin, it will be the death of his reputation, which will bring everything out. But I don't feel like it's going to come before something happens, not cataclysmically, but to further incite more war. All right, let me know what you think. I'm going to stop. Bye. Oh, I thought I shut this off. Bye.